In the heart of the vast and unforgiving plains of Eldoria, there stood a kingdom known as For centuries, its people had prospered under the rule of the Lionheart dynasty, a line of kings and queens said to be blessed by the ancient spirits of the land. Their symbol, the roaring lion, was etched into every stone of the capital city, a testament to their strength and enduring legacy. But now, a chilling silence had fallen over Ethel. The throne, carved from the heart of a mountain and gilded with the gold of 1,000 victories, sat empty. King Theron, the last of the Lionhearts, had vanished without a trace. The kingdom was a body without a head. Panic, once a quiet whisper in the alleyways, now screamed through the grand boulevards. The Royal Council, a group of ambitious lords and ladies who had long coveted power, bickered and plotted in the shadow of the empty throne. Lord Valerius, with his silver tongue and eyes like chips of ice, argued for a swift election, positioning himself as the only logical successor. Lady Seraphina, whose family controlled the kingdom's grain supply, insisted that stability must come before ambition, subtly reminding everyone that a hungry populace is an angry one. And then there was Commander Boren of the Royal Guard, a man whose loyalty to the missing king was as unyielding as his granite jaw. He distrusted them all, his hand never far from the hilt of his sword. Far from the political turmoil of the capital, in a small village nestled by the Whispering Woods, lived a young woman named Lyra. She was an outcast, marked by a strange birthmark on her wrist, a swirling pattern that resembled a roaring lion. The villagers shunned her, whispering that she was cursed. Lyra found solace not in people, but in the woods, where she had learned the language of the birds and the secrets of the ancient trees. Her only friend was an old hermit named Kale, a former royal scholar who had exiled himself after a disagreement with the late king's father. One evening, as Lyra gathered herbs, she stumbled upon a hidden grove she had never seen before. At its center stood a moss-covered stone altar. As she drew closer, the birthmark on her wrist began to burn, a searing heat that pulsed in time with her own heartbeat. Drawn by an unseen force, she placed her hand upon the altar. The moment her skin touched the stone, the air crackled with energy. The ground trembled, and ancient runes, invisible moments before, blazed with a brilliant golden light all over the altar. A spectral image of a lion, its mane like flowing fire, materialized before her, its roar echoing not in the air, but directly in her mind. It spoke a single word: air. Terrified and confused, Lyra fled back to Kale's hut. She showed him her still glowing birthmark and recounted the impossible vision. Kale's eyes, usually clouded with age, widened with a startling clarity. He rushed to an old, locked chest and pulled out a fragile scroll, its seal bearing the royal crest. He explained that the Lionheart dynasty was not merely one of blood, but of spirit. The ancient pact stated that if the direct line ever failed, the spirit of the lion would seek out a new vessel, someone with the heart of a true ruler, marked from birth. King Theron, Kale revealed, had no children. He had disappeared while seeking this very prophecy, hoping to find the next heir before the kingdom fell into chaos. Lyra wasn't cursed. She was the kingdom's last hope. Meanwhile, back in the capital, Lord Valerius had made his move. He bribed, threatened, and manipulated half the council into supporting his claim. He declared himself Lord Regent, a king in all but name, and scheduled his coronation. Commander Boren, refusing to accept this betrayal of his oath, was branded a traitor. He and a small, loyal contingent of the Royal Guard were forced to flee the city, becoming fugitives in their own land. Kale knew they had little time. He began Lyra's training, not in swordplay or statecraft, but in the ancient ways of the lion. He taught her to listen to the land, to feel the pulse of her kingdom, and to harness the strength that now flowed through her veins. He taught her that true power wasn't about command, but about connection. During her training, the spectral lion would appear to her, guiding her, testing her resolve, and showing her visions of her people's suffering under Valerius's greedy ambition. Word of a forest, which with a glowing mark reached Commander Boren and his rebels. Desperate for any sign of hope, he sought her out. When he found Lyra, he was skeptical. She was no queen, just a frightened girl. But as she spoke, echoing the wisdom Kale had taught her, and as he saw the fiery determination in her eyes, he began to believe. He saw not a witch, but the same unwavering spirit he had revered in King Theron. He and his men knelt, pledging their swords to her. Lyra, now with the hardened royal guard at her side, became a symbol of resistance. They moved through the kingdom, not as a conquering army, but as She used her knowledge of the land to outsmart Valerius's patrols, and her connection to the people to rally support. Farmers, merchants, and villagers, disenfranchised by the Lord Regent's heavy taxes and cruel edicts, flocked to her banner. Her army grew a patchwork of ordinary people united by an extraordinary leader. The final confrontation was inevitable. Lyra's forces marched on the capital, arriving on the very day of Valerius's sham coronation. The city gates were barred, but the citizens within, inspired by the return of the true heir, rose up from the inside, throwing open the gates for their queen. The battle raged in the streets, culminating in a tense standoff in the throne room. Valerius, clad in stolen royal armor, stood before the throne, his finest soldiers surrounding him. "You are nothing," he sneered at Lyra. "A peasant girl, playing queen. The throne is mine by right of power." Lyra stood firm, her gaze unflinching. "You claim the throne," she called out, her voice ringing with an authority that stunned the room into silence. "But the kingdom has claimed me." Hase spoke. The birthmark on her wrist blazed with an almost blinding light. Behind her, the spectral lion appeared, larger and more ferocious than ever before, its ethereal roar shaking the very foundations of the castle. Valerius's soldiers, witnessing this raw, ancient power, dropped their weapons in awe and terror. Valerius himself stumbled back, his face a mask of disbelief. In that moment, he understood. He had tried to seize a crown, but she wielded a power far older and greater. Defeated, Valerius was taken into custody. Lyra, weary but resolute, slowly approached the throne. It was just a chair of stone and metal, but it represented so much more. She didn't sit immediately. Instead, she turned to the assembled crowd soldiers, nobles, and common folk alike. She spoke not of dynasties or birthrights, but of unity, justice, and a shared future. She promised to be a queen for all of Ethel, not just a ruler upon a gilded seat. When she finally sat upon the throne, it felt not like a conquest, but a homecoming. Let us know in the comments what kind of stories you'd like to see next. Until then, keep the spirit of adventure alive.